All right, hello, Hempire. I'm sure some are hopping on. Welcome, welcome to our Wednesday night training call. I believe this is our fifth weekly training call for the Hempire. Thank you for hopping on. All right, we'll just wait a minute so that people can jump on. Tonight is the format is going to be a live Q&A. Like last week, we had a great turnout. Almost 20 people are on live, so we were hoping to get some of your questions answered, but I'm not seeing many people on live tonight, so we might just cover some topics. Who do we have here? Just wait a minute. So just so you know, after this training at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Jenna Zweigel, the co-founder and CEO, is doing another training called Escape Your Matrix. So if you're not in that group, make sure that we add you because there are some incredible trainings. And also going on right now is, Jax, do you want water? Also going on right now is a 5K challenge. So if you are serious about growing your business, then you deserve to be in that group. Celie is our 250K upline, and she is giving daily challenges and they're amazing challenges having to do with social media, sharing your story, branding yourself. So every day there's a challenge and there's no deadline. It's up to you to do them. So, we have already started this challenge, but it's available to everyone. So if that interests you, reach out to your upline and we can get you plugged into that. So let's see, a couple logistics. Please mute out unless you have a question, and so that we can have, everyone, we can fully hear everyone and not what they're cooking. Lauren, what are you cooking? Okay.
You're not supposed to catch me.
What are you cooking?
I'm cooking just baked chicken, organic pasta, organic chicken, obviously, but it's just like seasoned and kind of the basics. I'm like, I need to throw something together. So that's where we're at right now.
That's awesome. Better than me. Good job. Okay, so we're like low on people, which I totally get. It's a interesting time for moms and dads with families. So does anyone have a question? Come, unmute yourself, come out, toss out the question, and we will answer it. There's only a couple of us on. Okay, well, there was a question that someone posted in our business group and wanted to know the difference between the full spectrum, oil and the THC-free oil. So I can take a stab at it, and then any of the other people can jump in. So full spectrum.
Will you repeat that question really quick, please? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the question was, what is the difference between full spectrum and isolate? So full spectrum.
Okay, perfect.
You're extracting from the entire plant. You're getting over 120 cannabinoids, including THC, including CBD, but including another long list of cannabinoids that our body is ready for, that we have receptors for. Whereas the isolate is literally only CBD, no other cannabinoids. So my suggestion and what I tell people, unless they get drug tested, is, for work or whatever, if you're a nurse or a teacher or a state employee or something that does get drug tested randomly, I suggest the full spectrum because there is so much healing to all those other cannabinoids, not just the CBD. Does anyone else want to speak to full spectrum versus isolate?
Yeah, I can take this a little bit. The biggest difference really comes down to the THC. There are so many different other cannabinoids in this that offer benefits, but really the breakdown will come from just the THC, and it really comes down to the different receptors in your body. So you have CB1 and CB2 receptors. And essentially, THC attaches to CB1 receptors a lot better. CB1 receptors are found a lot more in your brain. And one of the biggest things you find with THC is its ability to alleviate pain. So for somebody that may have more chronic pain or ailments that are more related to pain, a full spectrum THC may have more benefit for them. And part of that, of course, your brain kind of creates that whole pain stimulus and response. So the CB1 receptors in your brain, THC attaching to them. Whereas CB2 receptors are more common throughout the rest of the body. You're mostly in your immune system, which of course is everywhere. So, I think of like a CBD isolate really working well for your immune system, inflammation. So those are two of the biggest differences, I guess. THC, pain, where the isolate might be more inflammation, but of course inflammation can create pain. So, you kind of have an effect regardless. They're kind of interchangeable. But that's the biggest one is just, if you want to really learn about this, you're going to want to dive into kind of your ECS system and really start the process of learning about CB1 and CB2 receptors. And it won't take long, a little bit of research, and you'll understand the big difference there. But again, it comes back to, if there's any kind of worry about a test or something like that, you just go with the THC free. You're still getting a massive amount of benefit from the CBD. It's just, if you can, I still always recommend a full spectrum if it's not an issue, because then you're getting for sure, the THC in their CB1, CB2 receptors. But that to me, I think is the biggest difference. You can also research the entourage effect. That's kind of another aspect of having the THC in there. But, again, be researching this on your own so that you really can dive into these differences. So when people ask you, you're just kind of the encyclopedia. But that's kind of my take on it.
Perfect.
Yes. So I have people ask me a lot of questions about which one to use for children with ADHD. So I think that's the question that comes up a lot. Do you think you could address that? Which one do you think would work best for kids with ADHD?
Ooh, Chris, so my son has, autism. I do believe in the full spectrum. I think that the THC has, its trace amounts, 0.03%. It's just a tiny, tiny bit, but it really does help with help calm that central nervous system, take the edge off, helps with sleep, helps with so many things. And I just think there's so much more bang for your buck with, all those other cannabinoids, not just CBD. But that's what we're using. And I can see it being helpful also with ADHD. Anyone else want to chime in?
I agree with that.
Go ahead.
I was saying I agree with that too. I was just checking to see what y'all thought because we get that question a lot.
I always lean towards the full spectrum. However, I have to say that a customer of mine and friend is using the THC free, the isolate, and is having incredible results. He's got ADHD, OCD, and Tourette's. And it's literally changed their lives. Like they could cry just telling you the little bit about their life and what it's done for their son, but it's given them their son back, and it's been incredible. So I lean towards the full spectrum, but there's been incredible results with just the CBD alone. So you really can't go wrong with either. If you are one of those people that can't have the one with THC, you're still going to get a lot of benefits or if you're nervous about giving your child the full spectrum, you're going to get a lot of benefits from the one with just CBD.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've also gotten great testimonies back from the isolate, the THC free. So it does take some playing around with. This is not like a one size fits all protocol. It's not like, your doctor hands you the bottle of medicine and you take one pill. This takes some playing around with, increasing slowly and gradually. And playing around with it. And if 10 drops was too much, go back to 8, you know, and then find that sweet spot and the happy spot. So you're going to be coaching people through their product experience. And so you're going to want to tell them to start low and ramp up, maybe a drop each day, maybe a drop every 2 days, and then keep going until they, they feel good, because every body is different. Some bodies only need a small amount. Some need a full dropper full twice a day. So it's really individual. Any questions coming up from people who are on here live? Any questions? Jump on. Okay, no more questions. Okay, I wanted to talk a minute about the teamwork aspect of, the Hempire. So we do work as a team, and what is really helpful is if we support each other's posts. Now, the group is huge. We're already to over 1,000 people. There's no way we're going to be spending every moment on Facebook. So what I suggest is find a small group of you guys, of 10, 15, 20 people. Hop in a group chat together and friend each other on Facebook. And ideally you're financially linked, because then, we're helping each other out, but it could be cross-line, it could be not, financially linked, and support each other. So, if someone posts a HempWorks post or a power post is something, more businessy and, kind of maybe a call to action, like, pre-enroll here on my link. You want to have some extra engagement, you pop into the group chat that you created with your little group and say, hey, when you get a chance, please go and comment on my post. They hit like, they, say something authentic, like incredible opportunity. I'm having a great product experience also. And so that's one way that we can help each other out as a team. So some people are getting to their 5,000 friends max list. You can still hit follow and, go to, I think it gives you an option like see their posts first. So you can still be engaged with people's posts. Other team aspects. So when people welcome each other and, new affiliates into the Hempire business group, definitely comment and give some love and give a welcome. You can share a little bit about your story if you want. Other team aspects, anything else to add, Lauren, or anything, or anyone?
Great reminder. I see Courtney hopping on, so I'm going to give you the chance to talk, and I'll follow up.
Well, I just had a little thought. So if you made a post that really got a lot of attention and a lot of great feedback, share it with everybody. Put it in the Hempire business group and say, hey, this one really worked for me. And then I love what Elaine said. When you're friends with other people, I copy and paste a lot of stuff that other people post. So it's just all sharing that information. And trust me, y'all only have a few mutual friends, and they won't care that you use it. Just anything I post or any of us post, just use it. And if you find something that is really great, that will help other people, post it in the group. Like, we're all here to help each other.
I think that's great. And for the record, if you ever see me post anything, I get a lot of messages. Can I share that? Can I use that? You absolutely 1000% can use my posts. Or you can reach out to me with questions, or just give me a quick shout out. Hey, will you like my posts? I'm happy to help.
Same with me. Use whatever you want, but don't just hit the share button. What you're going to want to do is save the photo either to your phone or desktop, copy and cut and paste onto your own wall. You don't want to be, just sharing anyone's things straight from their wall, because it might have their link in it. You want to start to create your original voice. You want to start to be a leader. You want to develop the skills to be able to write on command. And so if you're not there yet, if you're still learning, if you're still kind of a deer in headlights, that's fine. Use anything. Use things within our product education page. It's called Activate Your Health. Use anything from any of the leaders that you see, but make sure to copy the text and then paste it onto your wall. Don't just hit the share button. Yes. Anything else about teamwork? Nope. Okay. Any other questions? What were we going to hit on, guys?
do we want to talk a little bit about kind of just the difference, the mindset maybe of, I know we had brought this up today, the mindset of network marketing. I can lead that if we want.
Yep, please.
So a few things that I kind of thought about today. You know, one, the first thing is everything is not a given, right? If you have a job and you work 40 hours a week and you get paid X amount of dollars, like that's a given. Like I show up, I get this check, and you know, whether I really do work at that job or not, like I'm going to get paid because I showed up and whatever. Whereas network marketing, it's not a given. If you don't do anything, you're just not going to get paid. So it kind of comes back to you're going to get what you put into it. That's not a guarantee that you'll be successful, but the first step is just not assuming that when you sign up that you're going to make money without putting in a lot of work. There's plenty of times where I probably put in more hours with this business than I have, you know, a regular job that I might show up at consistently. Like it takes time. And because there are so many new things that you might have to learn, like if you have a job, you might have just a few things that you do. You might only need to utilize a few skills, where network marketing, I feel like, brings in so many different aspects and things that you need to learn and excel in. And a lot of them might be things that you're not skilled in or that you don't feel really comfortable with. So things like becoming a leader, your ability to meet new people. You know, if it's not working well on social media, you might have to step out of your comfort zone and show up at a chiropractic office or, you know, some other place and maybe look at the wholesale that we've talked about. So the idea of now you're face to face with people, and that's not something you're used to. So developing new skills, we talk about that a lot, the development of new skills, improving yourself. I think a lot about people that you hang around with. You know, if you're around people with a negative mindset, like that's the mindset that you're going to have. So a lot of this stuff really comes back to not even just business stuff. It's just really the mindset. It's who you're around. It's who you're going to be. Because if you go to a job, it really doesn't matter. People are negative in the office. Like it doesn't really matter. Where something like this absolutely will. You know, and if you're around people that are constantly negative or constantly telling you you can't achieve this or you can't be successful with this, and you'll find this a lot with network marketing because so many people have failed with one. You tell them, I'm going to get started in this, or they're like a friend of yours, I'm going to get started with this business. They're like, well, I tried that, or I tried this and I couldn't do it. You know, they always say, what's the quote? You're the average of the 5 people you hang around with the most. So if you can't disassociate yourself from these people, that's all you're going to continue having for your mindset. This quote I came across the other day is, if you're hanging out with 9 broke people, okay, if we're looking at just the financial aspect, if you're hanging out with 9 broke people, guess who's the 10th? Okay, so the people that I want to associate with, like in this company, I think about like having group chats with people that are like super affiliates, and that's why I stress watching their trainings, because you will no doubt learn something from them, not just business aspects, but something from how their mind operates. What kind of things are they thinking about each day? So these are why you want to associate with these people, and at the very least, that's why you watch their training videos, because they're successful. And so that mindset is contagious to you. A thing that I think of, like when I started a previous business, is like, this is an emergency to me. Like, this is not, I'm just going to slow roll this and make a little bit of money. Like, no, like I want to be a super affiliate, like immediately. Like, it is an emergency to me. I run another group for a completely different business, and I'll get up at 3 a.m. and answer messages. Like, I will answer questions at 3 in the morning. Like, I'm not waiting until the morning, because if there's somebody in Australia that wants to know right now what the answer to this question is, like, I'm going to give it to them. So it's that just emergency attitude, and not like, I'm just going to make this one post today and see what happens. Like, no, like it's all about like, how fast can I get there? Like, how much work can I put in? How hard can I grind? How hard can I hustle to get this? Because ultimately, if your goal is financial freedom, that's what it's going to take. So let me see if I got anything else here. Those are the really big ones that I wanted to hit on. Yeah, I think that's it. You know, one of the other things too is just, I put this as a goal. This was a goal that I was going to make a post about, but in a business like this with a team, it really is all about helping others, because if you're helping people, especially within your team, it's going to help you be successful. Another quote from somebody that I follow that I really like is, he said, what's the fastest way to get a car? So the fastest way to get a car is you help somebody else get a car. And it's like that. So my goal was, I wrote down this goal of, by the new year, I'm going to have at least 50 people that are 5K. Okay. If I have 50 people that are 5K, and let's say, I said, like, it's a lofty goal. Like, I thought about it at first and I'm like, no, 50 is like, this is the number. Like, so 2 months, 50 people will be 5K. Okay. And those 50 people that are 5K, a lot of them are going to be 10K. They're going to be 25K. It's just how fast it can grow for you. Once, and like I said, it's once you get that first kind of milestone, you really will find that, I think, that motivation to really just like really go all out.
That was so good. So good. Yeah, I mean, we are business owners. Like, we are business owners. Like, what if this was a brick and mortar business and it was like on the line, and you need to produce and you need to market it and you need to put in the hours and the time? Like, and I get it. We're not all doing this full time, but we are business owners. This is a legit business. Yeah.
I have a full-time job. I don't know how many people know that. I've mentioned this before. Like, I have a full-time, like, 40-hour-a-week job. I run a separate Facebook group with 19,000 people. I do one-on-one work with, like, health, mental health. Like, if it means something to you, you will find the time. You know, you will absolutely have the time, whether it's, you know, sacrificing something else that's probably not as important, watching TV, you know, whatever it is. Like, if you want this, you have the time. Like, you can get there. It's all about, what do they say about neglect? Neglect is like an infection that'll just essentially become like a disease. So if you neglect putting in the time, like, you don't do the research on learning about the products, or you neglect putting in the time, that neglects your business. It's the same thing with, like, your health. You know you're supposed to go and, you know, walk around the block or work out. You don't do that. You quit eating the things you're going to eat. Like, what happens? So if you neglect things, like, your business is going to be neglected. It's that simple. But I guarantee you, if you write down everything that you do in a day, you will find probably several hours, not like minutes. You will find probably several hours of way to manage your time better, so that you can be more successful with this.
Totally cut out the excuses. I mean, we are conditioned in our society to be left-brained, right? Go to school, raise your hand, follow the rules, stand in line. Like, it's a conditioning of society to be left-brain. And this is entrepreneurship. This is totally different. This is a shift in mindset into right-brain thinking, into being in business for yourself, into getting creative, thinking out of the box. This is not a checklist of what do I do? You know, I post and pray like nothing happened. I posted this, I posted every day, nothing's happening. This does take right brain thinking. This is not a checklist kind of thing. It's not, you know, go to work and have my boss tell me what to do. You are the boss. And so if you are creating excuses and not putting in the time and figuring out the skills required for this business, it's going to be really tough. Anything else, anyone?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, how hungry are you? You know, that's what you got to decide. How hungry am I to be successful in the business? So if you're really hungry, you're going to try to hop on every training. You're going to watch the videos. You're going to do above and beyond what you normally do in a day and carve out that time. Like Chris was saying, you're going to find time. If you're sitting in the car line waiting to pick up your kids, you've got some time to do some stuff on the phone. You know, I always bring a notebook with me in my purse everywhere I go, and I'm writing down names, and I'm people that are asking questions or wanting to be in the group or purchasing, just so I'm keeping everything together and organized. So constantly have it on, you know, on my brain, and I'm hungry for it. And that's something that you should be too, if you really want to, you know, go far with it. And setting goals is really important too. Figuring out, what do I want to hit this month? This is where I want to be this month. So how much time am I going to have to put into it? What am I going to have to do differently than last month to achieve that goal this month? So it like you were saying, out of the box thinking. One of the things I love to do is come up with incentives or things like that. So, you know, some of us do that for our teammates, and that really, you know, you can look at, say, okay, I want these incentives to be in place, and that's what's going to change, you know, maybe my business this month. So just, you know, you can calculate out, kind of like Chris was saying, I want 55 Ks, you know, in 2 months, or is that what he said? And so he knows what that's going to translate if he can help enough people. So you've got to figure out where you want to help enough people to get where they want to go, pick them out, help them one-on-one, message them, call them, whatever you need to do to gather the troops and help set their goals. You set your goals. I'm all about trying to help people figure that out if they've never done that before. So that might be something you have to do differently. We came into this business with experience and knowing how to do direct sales. And you may come up with somebody who's got a great opportunity. They're hungry. They want to learn. And you just show them the path. And all you'll have to do is just duplicate everything we're doing. And it can be very simple just to duplicate what we're doing. But you do really have to have that inner desire to push your own self to do something every day and to do something of value, of something that actually is worth the time investment that you're putting into, and it's not just meaningless time. So those are some of the points that I have, just coming off of what Chris and Elaine said.
I can find shows, and it has no data.
So, hey guys, can you mute out in the bottom left corner if it's not your turn to talk? Thank you. Another thing that came up in a group chat of ours is, feeling disappointed when an affiliate doesn't produce. So anyone want to speak to this, or I can? Nope. Okay, I'll try it. So we cannot be attached to the outcome. We are presenting an opportunity. We are plugging people into our system. We have a product group. We have a business group. We have amazing trainings. We have systems within our team. There's systems within our company. People reach out for just the products, great. Or if people want to, go into the business. I've had people enroll as an affiliate, and as much as I reach out to them and tell them I'm available to help them, some people do not produce and just don't do it. So number one is don't be attached to the outcome. Plug them in, show them love, give them support, and what they end up doing is ultimately up to them. Do not put all your eggs in one basket saying, oh my goodness, she's going to be my rock star. She's going to blow out my left leg. You cannot do that. People prove themselves by producing, by plugging in, by asking questions. And so whatever it is, whether it's someone sends back their bottle, whether it's someone, you get a nasty message saying a pyramid scheme, you cannot be attached to the outcome. You have to be so strong in what we're doing and surround yourself with our tribe that no one's comment, no one's lack of production, no one's anything can bring you down. Any other feedback?
Yeah, this one's kind of, I don't have a lot to say. It's pretty simple for me because I remember watching one of the trainings with Celie, and she basically said, I'm not here to hold your hand. And it sounds kind of like a hard truth because it sounds kind of mean, but it's really true. But at the same time, like, I've made several posts, and I feel like everyone here is going to be in agreement that we're always here for you. So if you're interested in knowing something, if you need an answer to a question, if you need help with something, then by all means message us, message your upline, whoever that is, and that person should be available and there for you. I don't think anyone would ever say that I don't respond almost immediately as quick as I can to a message. But at the same time, you can't make someone do the work they don't want to do. So, and if you're constantly spending time like reaching out, like, why aren't you doing anything, or what's going on, like, you're essentially just wasting your own time. So at some point, like, you have to have faith that they're going to put in the work, and if they need help, they're going to reach out to you. Like, you make that known. Once you've made that known, you've done your part. Like, to say that I am essentially available to you for whatever you need, whenever you need it, whether it's a phone call, whether we're talking through Messenger, you want to do a Zoom training, like, message me and say, when are we Zoom training? Like, don't even ask, when are we Zoom training? And I'll tell you when we're going to Zoom train. Like, and then we'll get it done. We'll figure it out, and I'll help you absolutely. So just, you're not here to hold everybody's hand. That's just the way it is. Some people will drop off. That's just part of how the business is. Some people will flourish on their own, probably without you ever even really talking to them. Some people will need help, and those people will flourish. Like, it's just the way it is. It's just how it is. People are going to come from all different backgrounds, all different experience levels, and it just won't be for everybody. It'll be for the right people, though. So.
Anyone else want to speak to that? No? Okay. Any other last topics? We have about a 10-minute warning. What was on our list, guys?
I was gonna speak to that, speak on it, but and my husband walked in the house. I'm hiding, and it got really loud in here with the dog. The dog goes crazy. So, anyways, as far as like affiliates that you sign up and kind of what you guys were saying, I keep harping on this, and I got this out of one of the Escape Your Matrix videos, is the power of four. You get 4 affiliates and you try to help those 4 affiliates. Those 4 affiliates get 4 affiliates, and quickly your team grows. Now, of course, you don't want to focus all of your time on, if somebody's not producing or they don't want to put in the work or the time or whatever, you have to move on. And then, you're going to work on extending the opportunity to more affiliates. But this is one thing that Courtney's really good at, and Elaine and Chris, everybody's good at it. But I feel like this is your strong point, Courtney, is that she really focuses on the individual and helps them to build their 4, or helps them to really take off in their business. So there's something to be said for the power of 4. There's not much more that I can elaborate about that, other than just when you enroll 4 people, you're going to sit them down and say, this is what you're going to do, X, Y, and Z. Keep following up with them, encourage them, get them to make a prospect list, and trying to get them to duplicate exactly what you did. And you definitely will see success in your business. And again, this is your business. You're the boss. So you got to run it like so.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I really match people's energy. So if someone comes in, a lot of people do come in excited. This is new. They've had a great product experience. They're ready to go. So if they're in my inbox, I'm helping them. I'm always available to jump on the phone with them. So yeah, match people's energy. If someone is just kind of fallen off, you can reach out and say, hey, I was thinking of you. Do you have any product or business questions? I'm always here to help. And if they don't respond, I would say leave it at that. You get really good at reading people in a business like this. For the most part, people cannot commit. People can't make a decision. It's just like the nature of people. I'm not saying that to be mean. It's just what I've seen in these last 3 years. And so don't be attached to the outcome. That's my biggest message. Any other topics here?
We had listed talking about something about adding value to our group, and I think we've touched on this before. And a lot of this stuff becomes a little bit redundant, only because it is very important. Like adding posts to the group is extremely important. Not only that, but sharing the group. I feel like this is something we've probably gone away from, is just sharing the group. I talked about this last time in kind of an October goal type thing of doubling the size of our group so that we're the #1 HempWorks group. We're the place that people go to. If you search for a group that's CBD, not even HempWorks, CBD related, the #1 group, doubling the size of the group in a month. Go back to sharing the group, getting people interested in the group so that they can read the articles that we're posting, right? The valuable content that we're going back to, whether it's research, whether it's testimonial, they'll see other people's testimonials. And we go back to it was a basic thing that I think we got away from doing. And you add them, you post about the group, you say, are you interested? I want to be added. Before they add them, I don't know, send them your information so that they have it. So that, if you feel gosh, these people are going to go to the group and then I'm not going to get their sale, send them the information beforehand. They'll remember who you are. We're really good about, finding out who they originated the group through. But just building that group is just so key for success, especially for our team. So, and I think just posting valuable things in both groups is important. But I really think we kind of should focus on going back to our roots with our Activate group and growing the size, getting really good content in there, sharing personal stories. I'll keep digging for better research. One of the things I feel like I'm pretty good at, and then just going back to really building that up.
Oh my God. Okay, rewind. If you are watching this either live or in the recording, you are a leader. And so you should absolutely be adding value. I try to add one post in there a day. It can be something funny. It can be a testimony of someone who, who messaged you something. It can be a video of you sharing your story, live or pre-recorded. It can be something of engagement. Like I think the other day I said, like, are you a natural or peppermint kind of person? Like so the Activate Your Health group acts as a storefront. So it's an online storefront where people and prospects who don't know much about CBD can come and plug in and see posts about about HempWorks, about the company, about CBD in general, about people's product experiences. So it's so powerful. So if you haven't yet posted in it, please do so and think of something that would add value to the group. So someone who doesn't know much about CBD can start learning and see positive things within our team.
Chris, I think you were spot on getting back to the roots and the excitement and the original energy that we all had, and just repeating that over and over. And that's what, as leaders, we continue to exude that excitement and that same discipline and process that we did at the beginning, where we're adding a ton of people to the group. And then just everyone needs to just keep duplicating that over and over. You see, little baby. Over and over. So if we can keep that excitement up and have people just continue to do that over and over with us, that's how we're going to grow that group, and we're going to double it again. I mean, I think that's where we need to get back to the roots. I think that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, how powerful is it when we can say to a new prospect, like, would you like me to plug you into our product education group of over 10,000 people using and loving the products? I mean, that is so powerful. This group is going to continue to grow. So keep plugging people in. Ask their permission first. Do not just add people. But it's a really powerful tool in our system of how to enroll people. Okay, guys, 3 minutes. Any questions? So I think there was a chat question. It says, do people not look at those profiles that comment? Okay, so this goes back to when we were talking about, finding a small group that you comment on each other's posts. I mean, possibly, and like it does probably get annoying if everyone's like, oh, I love it, so be authentic. And if use your brain, and if too many people have commented, or if it doesn't seem right, don't. Try to keep it natural and use common sense. Any other questions?
I think that was a good week. I think that was solid.
That was solid. Okay, well, next week, come with your questions, you guys. We'll hopefully have another Q&A. You can either type it in the chat like one of you did, or, just share out. Get comfortable, like, being part of our team and involving yourself. And if you want to start talking and sharing, please do. You don't have to be perfect. I started, when I was stumbling over my words, I didn't know what to do, but you just kind of put yourself out there and you learn as you earn. So, okay, guys. And don't forget the Escape Your Matrix is coming up in half an hour or less than 20 minutes. If you can hop on live. If not, the recording is always in that Escape Your Matrix group. All right, guys. Have a good Wednesday. I'll get this uploaded. Bye.